And we are live.
And we're back.
And we're back for Sisters, Season 3, Episode 19.
This is actually episode 18, but he can change it later.
Wait,
Yeah, we just seen episode 18 this Wednesday, 18. But anyway, anyhow,
uh, I'll, like, I'll be right back.
okay.
Be right back.
He going to change the title, y'all, because he done effed up.
Again.
He would forget his name if he didn't see it everywhere. I swear to God, he would. Anyway, y'all, while he taking care of that, let me know how y'all Thanksgiving went. Mine was awesome. I had a great time with the family yesterday, and we ate our faces off. I just got done eating some leftovers a little while ago before I got on here. So, um, yeah, I hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Hope y'all had a good Thanksgiving. Y'all, Ralph's chair went out, so unfortunately, he won't be able to spend Christmas with me. But it's okay. I understand the circumstances or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that his chair went out. And yeah, that's a whole bummer. I still got his gifts coming to my house. He's still gonna get his stuff that he was supposed to get. He's not gonna be able to be here with us. I don't know what's taking him so long.
And I'm gonna let you start off as the co-host. I hope you've been talking to the people.
Yeah, I told them about your little mishap with your wheelchair and everything. Crying emojis. Not crying
Oh, so
emojis.
what did you say?
I said your chair went out and you not spending Christmas with me. And I'm not sad because I understand because it's an electrical thing and it happens. I told them that
Well, that's not necessarily true. I just have to wait until Monday until they fix this script over. One viewer's in a lot. I just have to wait until they fix this, until my doctor fixed the script over. And then from there, I have to see what they're going to do. So I still might be able to
he still
spend
might
Christmas.
be able to make it, y'all. It just depends on how long this process takes.
Mhm. So I still might be able to make it. But anyway, we're gonna. Do you want to tell the viewers anything else?
No, we
Have you told them about any- Anything? Is there anything specifically pertaining?
No, no, they don't. No, no, they don't know about that. I ain't mentioned that because you wasn't on her. So
You ain't mentioned what?
whatever it is you talking about,
No, I'm saying you don't want to mention anything else.
am I supposed to be like? What am I missing? Like,
No, I was just making sure that you didn't want to mention anything else. Like, yeah.
nah, we can- oh, y'all, let's start this show now. I'm gonna go in on Andy real quick, swiftly and professionally in my Justin J voice because, girl, you are the worst best friend in the world. You fired. You fired. You fired. You fired. Because you kept telling Karen how you didn't want to be involved with what's going on with her and Zach, and you're not getting in the middle of it, and all of this stuff. But you was quick to tell Fatima, "Oh, Zach upstairs. Yeah, Zach here at the hotel, and things is
and
rocky
woo
with
and
them."
wooty and wooty and blah blah blah. Like you are not a good friend at all. Um 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 Andy, you're not a good friend at all. And you sitting up telling Fatima that you was upstairs with this man who is your boss. Who is your boss, I might add. And I feel like that's gonna get you in trouble. I feel like that's gonna get you in trouble. Because see, you don't tell the coworkers about what you're doing with coworkers, especially because that's your boss. Like, what are you doing?
Eh,
Well, Andy, you just a hoe. You put the H in the O in the hole. H-O. You put it in O because you just sitting up lollygagging because you think that, oh, well, she's not going to say nothing.
Mind you, wait a minute. To piggyback off what Bay just said,
Like,
you downplay Fatima to your real friends all the time. Like, oh, we just coworkers. I'm just her boss. She just worked for me. But you over here kicking with Fatima like y'all been best friends for years. Like, how can
and
you
and
downplay
that and
her?
that and that's my thing too. You over here kicking like y'all man. You keep saying that I'm her boss and blah blah blah, but you acting like y'all been friends for years. Like get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Get the
Like
fuck
you
out of here with the bullshit.
like you're being like you gonna put your best friend business all out there. Talking about, oh yeah, it's rocket between them and whoop the la to do. And I thought you didn't want to be involved. I thought you didn't want to be in the middle of it. You couldn't even tell your best friend that Zach and Fatima are together. You knew that information a long time ago, and every time she asks you, "Oh no, I don't want to be involved. Oh no, I don't want to have anything to do with that. Oh no, I don't want to be put in that position." But you helping Fatima keep Zach? Come on, man.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
Exactly. Make it make sense. Make it
Like
make sense.
if you didn't want to be involved, then you shouldn't have helped Zach and Fatima get back together because that's what you did when you told Fatima that he was up there in that hotel room. Talking about some, oh, I don't know what his room number is. I think it's 1529. You knew what it was because you looked right on the thing. You knew exactly what his number was, and you
Right.
know exactly where he was. Talking about him. Oh, I just happened to run into him. Yeah, okay. After you was coming out of that man hotel room who has the power for you to lose your job. Yeah, that man, that guy. Yeah, that man over there. Because all he gotta say is you fired. and there's not nobody
Exact,
to play.
exactly, exactly. You doing what that other woman, what what you're doing exactly what that woman did on the family that prays. And y'all, if y'all remember that, put it down in the comments. You're doing exactly what that woman did because that woman, she felt like, oh, he's gonna leave his wife and we're gonna be together. And at the end of the day, he got fired, he got let go, and he didn't even want to be with you. Like you're doing the same exact thing.
And
And
then
Tyler Perry, what is up with? Never mind. Go ahead.
the thing that gets me, you get in the hotel with this man, cause if you gonna do it, you gonna do it fine, whatever, nobody care. You get in the bed with this man, and y'all still don't do nothing. You like, I really want this to happen, but I would feel bad afterwards. It's too late to feel bad. You already in bed with somebody else. What you feeling bad now for? You might as well go on and finish. Might as well go
Right,
on.
right. You
Talking about,
might
I
want
don't think I could face Gary after this. Why do you care? Because why would you wait till you got in bed with someone else to care about what Gary would think? You should have thought about
exactly.
that way before you even got in the bed with him. But you
And
gonna
see,
wait.
and see. The fact of the matter is, how you get them is how you lose 'em.
And this
You
man,
knew because you knew Gary was married,
you,
and now you getting a taste of your own medicine, and you walked out on Gary. I didn't even like that bullshit because you did the same thing. So I feel like what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
you, you like to play games with men, and see that gets you hurt when you start doing that. You've been telling this man for last 3 episodes, oh, I love my fiance and all this da da da. How you love him and you in bed with him? Please make it make sense. How do you love Gary when you in bed with this man? You think he really believed that you love Gary when you laying next to him? That man ain't. That man is not slow. That man knows that you're using him because you're mad at Gary. He's not special. He's not slow in the head. He's not none of that. He knows that you only want to mess with him when Gary makes you upset. That's all that is. Because when things are good with you and Gary, you don't want to be bothered with that other dude. But all of a sudden, when Gary makes you quote unquote mad, which I think you do on purpose, just so you can go see this man. Like, come on, man. We not learning our ABCs. Anyway, moving on from that. Sabrina and Calvin. Sabrina, I'm gonna need you to either pee or get off the pot when it comes to Calvin because Calvin has laid out who he is. He has laid out exactly who he is for you, and it's up to you whether you can accept it or don't. All this back and forth about I don't know if I could do that. I don't think that's me. Do.
And
Whatever.
the fact of the matter, and I know I keep saying it, but the fact of the matter is, you don't accept Calvin. You do not accept Calvin. That's just the bottom line. And y'all, this is gonna be a regular segment for this show. I want her to get on some other stuff with me. She might be into some celebrity news.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that. And my thing is, Sabrina, stop trying to make this man gay just because you want to feel better about not wanting him. He is not gay. He's not gay. He's not bi. And let me tell you something about gay and bi. Bi and gay are not the same. When someone is bi, you cannot say that they're gay. When someone is gay, you cannot say that they're bi because they're two different things. They're two different things. Bi is when you like both. Gay is when you only like one and one only. So you just gonna have to figure out what you can accept and what you can't accept. Because all this back and forth is ridiculous and they make it look like you 12 years old.
Correct.
Like Karen and Aaron. I'm finna blow a gasket because I'm tired. I, I done had enough of y'all and this desperation for Aaron to make Karen love him is just stupid. It don't make any sense. Girl, move on with your life. She ain't never gonna love you because she realized that she wants Zach. As unfair as that may
Correct.
be, as unfair as that may be to you, that's what she has realized. And she has her mind made up that she wants Zach. So leave her alone. Get
Correct.
flowers for a woman. Get flowers for a woman that's gonna appreciate it. Spend money on a woman that's gonna appreciate it. Go out to dinner with the woman that's going to appreciate it. She's not gonna appreciate any of that. So you just need to leave that alone because you will never replace Zach in Karen's heart. It's not gonna happen. I don't care how much sex you have. I don't care how many flowers you buy her. I don't care if you buy her whatever. You're never going to replace Zach in her heart. And that's on period. And it happens like that sometimes. It happens like that.
Right.
That's just what happens. Sometimes they realize that they not over their ex and they want another shot. It ain't nothing wrong with that. But you need to stop wasting your time.
Cause
Now,
it's you can find you somebody else.
there's plenty of women that will appreciate a man like Aaron. There's plenty of women that want guys that will do those things that Aaron is doing for Karen right now. There's plenty of women that would definitely appreciate that.
Correct.
Now, Fatima, baby, I know you like Zach, love Zach, whatever you think of Zach, but Fatima, you are what I talk about in post. You are one of those overly independent women that try too hard to prove how much she don't need a man. That is the tease that you give me. And the reason you give me that is because you always trying to act like you don't want Zach. He's just somebody you deal with, yada yada yada. But you're still mad at the fact that he slept with his ex, what seems like forever ago now. And you're still mad about it. You're still hot about it. But you
Yep.
try to pretend like, oh, well, all we had was his ex. We didn't have that much between us. Fatima, stop it. I'm gonna need you to stop it, and I'm gonna need you to be real. Really being real is telling that man how you really feel instead of pump faking, trying to be so strong. You come off like a nigga when you that strong. Women ain't that strong for real. Guess what, y'all? Beyonce lied to you. All that independent stuff she be preaching in her songs, she ain't doing none of that to Jay-Z, okay? While y'all sitting up there trying to follow her, she is laying at home with her husband, laughing at y'all for really thinking that that's how she thinks. She's selling music. That's what she is doing. That's all she has been doing. All that to the left is not a real thing. She ain't kicked Jay Z out. She ain't do none of that. But she got you women out here. Oh, I don't need no man. I don't do. You okay? Keep thinking you don't need one, and you gonna be
Exactly.
all by yourself. Cause life get lonely after a while. I don't care how independent you think you are. Life get lonely, sis. So
Yep,
either
and
you,
it's the same thing for man.
all
Talking
these
about
men out
ta-
here, I don't
talking about
trust
some
you.
talking about some talking about some oh, I don't need no bitch, fuck a bitch, nigga. Hey, fuck a bitch. I just wanna fuck her. Like all that get old after a while.
Like
It's
most of
cool when you
y'all,
it's cool when you in your early 20s. I say early. Yeah, it's cool when you in your early 20s because you feel like real as a bitch, you give a fuck about a nigga. But that ain't cool when you in your late 20s, but to go to 30. And I know I'm in my mid 20s. First of all, let me start there. But what I'm saying is, it get old after a while. You
everybody tells you how fun it is to sleep around in different women. Everybody tells you how fun that is. And until
and I
you
still and I still get that to this day.
everyone says how fun it is to sleep with a different woman every night, or if you're on that team, a different man every night. Everybody tells you how fun that is. But funny thing is,
But
if people
but
just
the fun
telling you that,
but the funny thing is they not telling you if they caught something. They're not telling you what comes along with that. They're not telling you any type of emotion that comes along with that. They're telling you, ooh, this girl, she got a fat ass, or this guy, he blah 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 blah. That's why I be looking at my sidebar. That's why I be looking at my roommate when he show me pictures of somebody that's different every week. Cause let me tell you something about me. I'm not a nigga that's just gonna sleep around here, sleep around there, because you just can't never be too safe.
it's like, I know we got all off topic, but to get back on Fatima, man, if you really want Zach, accept Zach for what he is, cradle Zach in, bring Zach in closer, and drop all this independent Beyonce mentality because you're going to lose that man if you keep pushing him away. Because the man will only allow you to push him away for so long. You're not
Yeah.
going to be able to keep pushing the man away and he just going to stay there. At least not in real life. Now, I get this is TV, but to relate this to real life, Zach only got so many more times to be pushed away. He's not going to continue to deal with your walls. That's not, girl. That's not gonna work. So if you love him, you better say it and you better show it before you lose him. And you ain't gonna have to worry about his ex. You gonna lose him to anybody. You worried about losing him to Karen. You could lose that to any female acting the way that you act towards him. Because when he came in there and told you what he told you, what you said, oh, I knew what you was gonna do, just like every other nigga. That means you don't trust him, Fatima. Talking about, I already had your bags packed because I knew you was doing it. Stop waiting for him to mess up. That's what you're doing. That is what you're doing. You're waiting for him to mess up so you could tell yourself that you was right. That's all that is. That's why you going through all of this because you're waiting for Zach to slip up because you know guys like Zach slip up. So you just sitting there waiting for it. And that's not a relationship when you waiting for the other shoe to drop. You're not in a relationship. You're looking for something bad to happen.
That's right,
You're looking for it. You're searching for it. You didn't even let him explain. Talking about some, I knew you was gonna do what you wanted to do. Well, if you know all this for Timothy, why you with him? If you know he ain't gonna do nothing but mess up, then what you with him for? So you could tell yourself you was right? Man, miss me with all that. Either you let
right,
your walls down or you leave Zach alone. Period.
right.
You can't be with him and have your walls up, not trusting him, thinking that he's this guy and that guy broke my heart and that's why I act like this. Hey man, you gotta treat people like individuals. Sidebar. I'm gonna get off topic one more time. Sorry about that. I was with my ex-boyfriend for 11 whole years, over a decade. I know, right? That's a long time. I came into this relationship with Ralph the same way Fatima did with Zach. I don't trust that nigga. Oh, that nigga, he's nothing but a younger version of my ex. I don't trust that nigga. I did that
Uh,
for the first,
and what happened?
and I lost him because I held on to my ex because I wasn't sure about him. So I had me a safety net. So if he messed up or wanted to leave, I could just go right back over there. Not knowing that my ex still wasn't no good. He still wasn't no good. He still hadn't changed. He still hadn't gotten better. Because I wouldn't leave that safety net, that protective blanket, I ended up losing Ralph because of that. Because I was afraid if I just had him, he was gonna mess up and then I was gonna be stuck. But it cost me in the end. Yes, we got past it. Yes, we together now, and yes, we happy. But that was my mistake, holding on to a safety net, thinking because I didn't trust him, I had to have a safety net. And he'll tell you, when we first got together, he didn't trust me either. He couldn't trust me from a can of paint. But people that have been in relationships where they've been hurt, they come in like that. They come in the dope. I don't trust her. I don't trust him. And we realize, hey, if we gonna be together, we gonna have to trust each other. All this not trusting and all this stuff is stupid.
Well, I think us not trusting each other came from, you know, sh- people in our business.
I mean, yeah, that can happen too. Because I had the mindset of he's 20 years old. Ain't no way he ready for no real relationship. He's barely out of high school. He only likes me because I'm older than him and he likes older women. So of course he gonna date me. I'm way older than him. That's just what he likes. But then I realized later on, through some soul searching and all that, that it wasn't about that. Like I knew if I was gonna be with him, I was gonna I was gonna have to trust him, and I was gonna have to let them walls down. Cause let me tell you something, you can't do nothing with nobody with walls up. It ain't gonna. I don't care if you date men. I don't care if you date women. You cannot do anything with emotional walls up. Now I'm not saying just totally let your guard down and be gullible and all that. But you can't have an electric fence around your heart and think you about to be in a relationship. That's not gonna work because you're not gonna trust nobody. And not trusting nobody, especially not trusting this guy. became exhausting because I had to think about every day when he gonna mess up, when he gonna do this, when that's gonna happen, when this gonna happen, this is gonna go wrong. I just know it. And then when it didn't happen, I'm sitting there looking stupid because I'm sitting here waiting on something that didn't even happen. Now
Right.
I look crazy. Like, dang, he didn't even do nothing. And what he did do, we got past what he did do, you know what I'm saying? But I always tell women and men this: if you're gonna be in a relationship, you have to trust. And if you too independent to trust people, then you need to be all by yourself. If you too independent to trust somebody, you need to be by yourself. And that's on period. And that's what Fatima needs to realize. If you can't trust that, if you think he still loves his ex or whatever you think, that's outside of y'all being in a relationship. Leave that man alone. Let that man go. Because you never gonna trust him. And yes, exes have history. Me and my ex have history. We've dated for 11 years. That's my homie. That's my dog. That's my friend. Whatever you want to call it. But he's no longer a threat to this guy. I'm not entertaining him in that way. Do I throw people away? Absolutely not. No, I don't. I don't care what they do something. You don't throw nobody away unless they try to kill you or something. But my ex is no longer threatening my relationship. That ex
Right.
is still threatening your relationship because they keep entertaining each other in ways that they shouldn't have, i.e., sex in the closet. I could be cool with my ex because I haven't seen my ex physically in 12 years. Finna be 13. So he's no threat to him. And me and my ex don't even really talk like that. And when we do talk, we don't talk about reconciling. We don't talk about closure. We don't talk about none of that stuff. So that is what the difference is. I do believe people could be friends with their ex as long as their ex knows their place. You're my ex. That's it. Like if I get with somebody, you can't be a nuisance to my relationship. We could be friends, but you can't be a nuisance to my relationship because once you become problematic, you have to go. And that's why my ex had to go because he was becoming problematic. He couldn't accept us being friends in the beginning. He didn't want that. He didn't need that. He wasn't here for it. So because he wasn't here for it, I had to take action and be like, yo, you gotta go sit down. You know, you what Zach is doing is he's allowing Karen to basically run amok.
Right.
You can't allow your ex to run amok all over your relationship. There has to be boundaries with your ex. You can't pick up every time she calls. You can't entertain everything she wants because she's not supposed to have that power anymore. What she wants is not supposed to be your concern. If you're so in love with Fatima and you're so this with Fatima, then why are you still entertaining Karen?
It's
Why?
like I said last week. He don't want to lose out on the supply.
And if you so worried about her twat, her vagina, her pie, her poontang, whatever word you want to use, then go be with Karen. Oh wait, you don't want to do that. You just want the poontang. You can't have Fatima and have Karen's poontang at the same time. That's not gonna work. You can't. No, no, ma'am. You gonna either have to pick Fatima or Karen's twat. You gonna have to pick one of the twats or something because no, ma'am. That's unrealistic. Men don't get the best of both worlds like that. unless there's an agreement in place to where all parties understand what the hell is going on. And that's not the case.
Right.
That's not the case here. So that you're gonna have to figure out where you want your bun the most. Maurice, stop being so nosy. Because you make it look
Please.
like all gay men are nosy. And
Please.
that's not realistic.
It
You
ain't.
make it seem like all gay people do is get in other people's business all day, every day. And that's not it. It's a lot of gay men that are to themselves. Don't care what nobody doing. But how y'all got Maurice out here? Y'all got Maurice getting robbed at gunpoint, sleeping with men that ain't really gay. Like y'all got Maurice doing way too much. And Maurice was being very disrespectful to Jacoby, calling him Jacqueline and all this kind. Look, that man is straight. Leave that man alone. You was
Exactly.
you was mad at him because you thought he was trying to take your job. That's why you don't
Right.
like him. You tried to make it seem like he was some anti-gay or whatever. He never gave you those vibes that he was some anti-gay. You thought he was gonna take your job. You hated him from the moment he walked into that bank. And the worst thing you could do to a straight man is make gay jokes about him, call him calling him women's names, saying he's the B word, saying all the you cannot do that to a straight man. You can barely do that to a gay one, let alone a straight one. I feel like that's disrespectful. And I get on women, heterosexual women that call men bitches because I feel like no, no, because they're not allowed to call you that. So why should you be allowed to say that to them? Because as soon as a man call a woman that word, he's a misogynist,
He's being
he's
disrespectful.
toxic, he's trash, he hate women.
Side quick sidebar. My ex girlfriend, she called me a bitch every day.
That's disrespectful.
Every single day. She called me a bitch and a pussy so much to the point where I thought that was my name.
Cause I'm like, I've been dating this lovely piece of chocolate right here for the last 6 years. I've never uttered the words bitch out of my mouth. In 6 whole years, now I do get mad at him. He gets mad at me, but we don't talk to each other like that because that's immature and that just because somebody hurt you don't mean you supposed to lash out at people that didn't do nothing to you just because you mad. That's not an excuse because when you're not mad no more, guess what? Them people feelings is still hurt even though you ain't mad no more. Even though you feel better, their feelings are still hurt. That's why I always tell him never do things in anger. Because when you calm down and feel better, guess who don't feel better? The person you hurt. And you like, well, I'm over it now. Yeah, you're over it. That's what you said. That don't mean that's the case for them. And that's how his brother is. He I'm getting all because we done basically covered everything that happened in this week's episode, and we're gonna be back for next week's episode. Next week's episode is actually episode 19, so we will have the right title in next week's episode. But the thing is this: never do something that somebody did to you to somebody else.
Exactly.
because you got to think about how that made you feel when that person was doing that to you. Or it could be something that was said, like if somebody said, if somebody said in your life, you ain't been through, you ain't been through shit. You don't go through shit. You never supposed to say that to someone else because you know and understand how that made you feel when the person that said it to you was saying it about you. You knew how that made you feel. So why would you want to go and make someone else feel the same thing you felt?
But I'm gonna be honest, Kevin don't have feelings.
I will be mad at people, but I would never say things that people have said to me because I know how it make how it made me feel. So I'm not about to make nobody else fucked up because that's how I was feeling when that person was doing it to me. Like Ralph always asks why I never cheated on him after he cheated because I know how I felt when he did that. So I'm not going to do that to you.
And I've told her, like, if she wanted to, she can.
I mean, I understand that if I wanted to, I could, but it to me it's no point because I forgave the man. Once you forgive somebody for something, it's over with. Once true forgiveness is letting things be over with, not bringing it up 3, 4, 5 years later. Plus, I love this man. Yeah, when he did what he did, it hurt or whatever. And I'm not saying whatever is like it wasn't no big deal, but at the end of the day, I love him. And me using some other guy to make him hurt is not gonna make me feel better. I'm still gonna feel like regardless. That's not gonna bring me no satisfaction because number two, I know I don't want that man. I know I just did that to do some get back. And I'm not about using nobody. I ain't about that. Like, and plus I feel like if I was gonna do that, I would have did it when it happened. Like all these people talking about, well, you did something to me 5 years ago. What that got to do with you sleeping with my boyfriend today? What I did to you 5 years ago, what that got to do with you sleeping with my boyfriend right now? Nothing at all. That's ridiculous. That don't make no sense. These people go on these TV shows talking about some, yeah, I slept with her man because she slept with my boyfriend 4 years ago. So what? You should have did something 4 years ago. Why you wait 4 years? If you was that hurt about it, you'd have did it months after it happened, not years after it happened. I don't. I'm one of the few people that believe that if you want revenge, you better get it when it happens. Because if you try to get revenge on me years later, I'm gonna look at you like you stupid. Because I don't even care about the situation no more. If you getting revenge on something that I don't even care about, man, you crazy.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you gonna get your revenge, you better get it whenever what happens happens. Oh, I got my revenge on my ex real swiftly and professionally. You know what my revenge was? Moving on with somebody. I didn't have to cheat on him. I didn't have to do none of that. All I had to do was be with somebody else. That was the best revenge I could give him. Cause
Well,
cheating on him wasn't gonna do no good. Cause he wouldn't have cared no way. So,
well, my revenge was something different.
like,
My revenge was because she said, "You ain't gonna never find nobody." Click phone, Jasmine. Um,
And it's like
she
the best
also
way.
said that she also said that I wasn't gonna find my own place. Been in my own place for now, going on 5 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 in January.
Huh?
It's gonna be 5 in January.
So, you know what I'm saying? That was my revenge.
Cause the best way to get revenge on somebody is to not do what they did to you. The best way to get revenge on somebody is being successful without them. That's how you get real revenge. And it's like I told this guy, I'm not about to break some other dude's heart just because I'm mad at you for an hour. I'm not doing that. Like I'm not dragging no other man into this mess just because I'm quote unquote mad at you. That doesn't make any sense. Because a lot of times people do that and then the person they end up sleeping with ends up falling in love with them, and then all of a sudden they have to tell them that they don't want them and they were just using them because their baby mama or their baby daddy made them upset. Now that's another person with a broken heart, and now it's just a mess. Like you don't do that to people. You don't do that to people now. If you really that mad about what your significant other did to you, tell them, hey, I'm really upset about what you did, but don't use what they did as a pass to do what you want to do, because that ain't right. Because you know you want to be with that person. You just mad at them. You don't want to not be with them. You're mad at 'em. That's all that is. And you know you're gonna go right back to him, just like Andy gonna go right back to Gary.
Yeah, she
You're
just
gonna go back to these people. So it's like don't ruin nobody else for a couple hours of being angry. Cause when you're not angry no more, you're not gonna want that person. But by that time, it's too late because they done got all invested. Now they think you love them and all this stuff. And that's not the case. You don't make people get invested just to be like, nah, I'm good. Like that. It's different when you just like somebody versus them being invested in you. You don't make people invest in you when you know you really don't want to be with them like that. And men know what I'm
what I'm
talking.
saying.
You don't wait till they fall on in love and be like, oh no, I'm good. I was just here for the sex. You could have told me that in the beginning and I would have been all right. But you
But you
waited till I
were
fell in love to tell me what your plan was. Oh no, you. And then people be wondering why characters like a thin line between love and hate develop. People wonder why those characteristics develop in women because men don't want to be honest. Men want the woman in love with them, and then when they get too deep in love, it's like, oh no, now I gotta tell her the truth. No, you should have did that from the very beginning because guess what? It's some women out here that will accept it. It's some women out here that will accept that. Not a lot of them. It's not a whole lot of them, but it's women out here that will accept. Hey, I know all you want is the vagina or whatever. That's fine with me. And same thing for a woman. Don't make a man fall in love with you if you know you don't want him. Don't wait till he get his heart invested, talking about marriage and kids and all this, to be like, oh, I'm good. No, it ain't no you good now. It's too late for all that. It's too late. You done got my heart in this thing now. Talking about you good. The hell you is. And you wonder why
Right.
these men be wanting to kill these women. You don't play with people like that. You don't let people fall in love with you. If you don't want to be with them in the ways that they're trying to be with you, you do everything you can to prevent them from falling in love with you. Because if you let them fall
Right.
and then you let them fall and then you like, oh, I'm good. I wasn't out for that. No, bro, it's too late for that. Cause my heart in it now. Now I'm gonna turn into that girl from Thin Line Between Love and Hate. Now you gonna have that because you let me fall when you could have stopped this whole thing in its tracks. You could have stopped the whole thing, and you chose to not stop it. And then they talking about, oh, she crazy. She not. No, she ain't crazy. You should have told her your intentions from the beginning.
From
You
Jump
could have
Street.
you could have saved yourself a whole lot of headache had you told her your intentions from the jump.
But
You let,
I already told you why man don't do that.
but see, but then they want to look at us like, oh, she crazy. She ain't getting a hit. She don't understand. I want to be my baby mama. She don't understand that I don't want her. Well, you wasn't thinking about your baby mother when you was on top of her. Or you was just mad at your baby mama then, right? I guess you're not mad at her no more. Now y'all in love. Y'all want to be together now that the incident is over with. Like, you know how these shows are, these fatal attraction and for my man and all these type of shows on TV. The reason they have these shows is due to lack of honesty. That's the reason they have these shows on TV. Are these crazy people running around talking about, oh, he told me he loved me. He had no business doing that if he had somebody else. And all you side pieces that sleep with these married people, you know what you doing. And you know ain't no way in the hell he leaving his wife. You know that when you lay down, when you get up, when you stand up, you know that in every direction that you go in, he's not right because he don't trust you. You somebody that's sleeping with a married man. You really think that man trusts you? If you're willing to sleep with him knowing he's married, do you really think he trusts you like that? Hell no. Because you out here willing to sleep with him at all costs. So why would he leave his family for someone that don't even got no respect for herself? Why? Why would he trust and why would he date somebody that was willing to get with him under those circumstances? Why? He's never going to date you. He's just going to call you when it's time to get on with the get on. As he should, because that's how you presented yourself. Because you basically told him that you don't respect yourself because you know he married and you don't care.
Right.
You think he looks at you with any type of respect? You think he's going to make you his wife after how he got you? You really think he going to, well, she going to be my wife. Really? The girl showed you that she didn't have no respect for herself. And ain't no man ain't marrying anyway. But a man ain't gonna marry no woman that is willing to do anything with him despite his circumstances. Ain't no man marrying that. If he
Right.
met you as a side piece, he's gonna keep you as a side piece for the rest of your life. Cause that's how you presented yourself. You presented yourself with, I'm okay with being a side piece. But now that the person that you was the side piece for is out the picture, now you want main woman privileges because he's not dealing with the other girl no more. Now he's still gonna look at you as a side piece because that's how he met you. He met you as a side chick. So you always gonna get the side chick treatment regardless. I was somebody's side piece before, and I know how to play the side piece role the right way. You don't say nothing to the woman he with. You don't say nothing. You just get what you get from him, and you keep your mouth closed. You shouldn't even know who his woman is. Shouldn't even know who
Exactly.
that is, cause that's not your business. Who his main woman is not your business because you his side piece. So all you need is what you need from him. You don't need emotions from him. You don't need a commitment from him. You don't need anything from him. Cause you the side piece. You got the easiest job in the world. You don't have to care nothing about him. You don't have to be attached to him. You don't have to nothing. All you got to do is can go. All you gotta do is get and go. That's the easiest job in the world. And women don't know how to be side pieces in the right way. They want to get all emotional and fall in love. And no,
No.
no, you don't fall in love with somebody that made you a side piece. Danny Lay, you he was
Speak.
cheating on you with his first baby mama, Mimi. He was cheating on you with Mimi. Like you think he didn't love his first baby mama no more? And then when he was with Mimi, when he met you, he was in a relationship with Mimi. So do you really think a man that was cheating on his girlfriend is really gonna treat you any better? Do you really believe that a man that was okay cheating on his girlfriend with you was gonna treat you any better? No, he was not. Because if he had any morals and any values, he wouldn't have been cheating on his girlfriend in the first place. So the fact that the baby was cheating on his girlfriend with you in the first place was a red flag, but you ain't see it that way because you thought you was gaining the man. I'm getting the man. No, all you got is a baby just like the rest of them. You never had the man and they never gonna have the man. All you got out of that supposed relationship was a baby. That's all you got to show for that. Just like everybody else who is somebody's baby's mother. That's all they get is children out of these baby mama, baby daddy relationships. They don't get nothing else. Like, you know, you will never have a man respect if you will never have a man's respect if he's willing to cheat on his girlfriend, wife, fiance, or whatever with you. You will never have his respect like that because he's gonna feel like, dang, she know I got somebody and she still want me. He willing to do anything to be with me. You think men
Exactly.
like that don't know that you have a lack of respect for yourself? And the same thing with gay men. Gay men are no different. If you are willing to sleep with a man that has a husband or boyfriend or whatever he got, that man ain't gonna respect you because of what you're willing to do. And yes, he's going to let you do it because he's benefiting. So if you be killing me talking about something, well, they shouldn't allow them to sleep with them knowing they got somebody. No, they gonna let them do it every time because they benefit. Gary let Andy sleep with him because he was benefiting from that. Even though he was married, he was benefiting. So of course he gonna let her open her legs if that's what she wanna do. He not gonna tell her, oh no, I'm married. I shouldn't be doing it. Men don't think like that. Men ain't doing that.
Right.
Men ain't finna be like, oh, she tried to open her legs, but I stopped. No, they gonna benefit from that woman opening their legs, whether they married or not. Cause you know how men feel. If she wanna open her legs for me, that's on her. That's her choice.
Right.
I have nothing to do with it. That's how men think, and that's how some women think too. They feel like, hey, if he wanna pull his pants down for me, knowing I got a husband, that's on him. I'm gonna
Right.
go right back to my husband. I ain't got nothing to do with it. If he wanted to do that, that was his choice. And people get so upset when they don't get chosen. Side pieces never get chosen. They never get
They
picked.
they do in some retrospects.
They do in some retrospect what think about what you had to go through to even get chosen. Cause like I told you, I was Richard's side piece for about probably about a good 8 years. And the only reason I wasn't his side piece anymore is because his girlfriend ended up dumping him. But if that would have never happened, it would have
It
kept
would have kept
going how I was going.
going.
And I
And
didn't
I
care. It
didn't
could have stayed like that forever because I really
because
wasn't all that interested in being in a relationship with him like that. Yes, I like the fact that he had a girlfriend and I could do what I want with him. I ain't have to be attached to him. I ain't have to really care nothing about him. That was on her to care about him. That was her man, not mine. That's on her to get all the emotions and love and all that. I wasn't with that. I'm like, hey, if you want to come over here and do something with me, I ain't gonna stop him. I ain't gonna stop him. But he not my man though.
okay.
He's not my man though, so I don't have to care. I don't have to do none of that. You don't belong to me. You hers. I'm just renting you for the month. But of course I wouldn't. Of course I wouldn't have been acting that way if he was my man from the very beginning. If he was my man from the beginning, I wouldn't have acted that way. But girl, you knew you had a girlfriend and you still wanted me, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you want me because your loyalty is to her. You in a relationship with her, not me. You don't owe me
Okay.
jack squat.
All right. Um, this was good. I think this was like a filler episode. Me personally, I would get this episode a. I'm gonna give it a C plus because it was just like a filler.
Yeah, because let me tell y'all, Tyler Perry make these seasons be 21, 22, 23 episodes. These seasons be long, so there do have to be some filler episodes to fill up the schedule. But we gonna review next week's episode as well. Now I haven't seen the trailer for next week's episode yet, but I'm sure the trailer is coming soon. I apologize for us getting off topic a lot during the review. It just wasn't a lot to talk about in the episode. So that's why we had to go into like some real life stuff because we had to fill up an hour because we're gonna do an hour segment every week. And if the episode ain't given, if it ain't given what it's supposed to be given, then we gotta do some real life stuff. So that's why we was off topic so much in this episode because Tyler Perry didn't really give us much to talk about this episode. Most of it was just centered around Zach and Fatima and that little breakup situation slash get back together situation. Like it didn't really make no sense. And I didn't say this at the beginning of the video. I apologize for that. But it really didn't make no sense for Zach and Fatima to break up if they was gonna get back together within the same episode. I feel like
Right.
that was a waste of time. Like if they was gonna break up, they should at least been broke up until like the season finale, which is episode 22. Like you put them back together in the very same episode you broke them up with. Like that was a waste
Yeah.
of time. You broke them up for two
Yeah.
seconds and then put him back like Tyler Perry. Do better. And don't get me started on that Oval child. We not gonna get into to the Oval on this video.
No, no, I'm gonna get into it a little bit because see, I was into the Oprah, y'all. I put up, and I think I got a review up for the Oval. I do believe.
Yeah, the Oval.
I think I got a review up for the Oval. But here's the thing, Tyler Perry, you made us get fully invested, and then you turned the fact that his the his daughter's baby mama was in the car. You turned that into a whole season, and it was just a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I'm like, man,
Tyler Perry, you muddied the waters with your show. Barry been looking for his daughter since season 1. We are now on season 4. We know where the child is. The child is on Ruthless, aka the Rock of Donkeys. Like this whole intersecting and intertwining the Oval with Ruthless is just
it's
no man.
ridiculous. It is
Be-
absolutely ridiculous because
because
when Jasmine told me that it was a sequel, and at that time I had BET Plus, so I went on there and watched the first episode, and I was like, huh? He should have kept this on the Oval. Like this whole sequel, he didn't even have to do that. He could have just kept it on the Oval.
like he been talking about, oh, where's my daughter at? I guess they dropped that whole storyline about where his daughter was, and then the situation with Richard and Nancy is just a fool. These people is in their 70s. They're too old for this stuff. Like
Right.
Nancy cheated on Richard 30 years ago. Had a kid who's no longer alive, but yet Richard is upset. Why? It was 30 years ago.
Right.
Like, you was in the army, you was away. She didn't know whether you was coming back or whatever. And she ended up getting pregnant. Barry and Sharon. Y'all remind me so much of Zach and Karen. Either you gonna pee or get off the pot. One minute y'all together, next minute y'all broken up and she back with Kareem, and then she talking about she pregnant and don't know who the dad that is. Like, come on, come on, man. Priscilla and Sam. Priscilla, you knew that that man was gonna cheat on you with the first lady or any lady for that matter, because you knew how you was treating Sam. You was blowing Sam off like a fan. You didn't care about what he wanted, what he needed. You didn't give a whole about Sam, bruh. And when he cheated, all of a sudden you want to be so hurt. No, girl, you can't be hurt. You know why? Because you ignored him in every which way. You ignored Sam. You didn't care. So when he went and started messing with Victoria, now all of a sudden, oh my God, I can't believe you, Sam. Do. Are you dumb? Why you mad at Victoria? She ain't married to you. Sam is.
Right.
And you should have knew Victoria wasn't. You should have knew Victoria wasn't gonna care. Look at what her husband do. Do you know how trash her husband is? You think Victoria care about anybody else's husband when hers is trash? Child, no ma'am. I'm
No.
gonna need Hunter and Victoria are toxic. They first of all, those people are only married on paper. Okay. They be having side people in the White House. One of one of the president's side pieces got their head cut off and ended up on another show, which was stupid because you're supposed to be dead and you're not supposed to be doing nothing else. I don't know why she's over there trying to distract me, but anyway, um, it's just stupid. And then the daughter, Gail, who ain't been seen since season 2, just say she not on the show no more. That's all.
That
That's all. Like your daughter been missing for 2 seasons. Stop that. Stop it. Like you wrote her off, and that's that. Like, and then Bobby and Lily, girl, come on, man. You knew your husband was gay from Jump Street, okay? He been gay like the medicine, okay? He has been gay, okay? You shouldn't have been shocked to know he was gay. Look at him. You see the way he look at men, and you been telling me you didn't know he was. Girl, stop it.
some men, some some women don't know. But y'all, we just wanted to get into the over a
We
little bit,
we
and
just
I
wanted to
like
do that a little bit, but I done got on the road because I am mad because this is the thing that I want to point out before we get off of here because I have to talk about this. I have to go on the rant, and Bay is laughing because he already knew what I'm finna do. Tyler Perry, why do you make these women so weak for these men? Why?
yes. I'm asking that question too. And why can't Tyler Perry, why can't we have one successful relationship? It don't have to be two or three, but every relationship is not toxic. Ain't nobody walking around here like a Karen, Andy, who else? A Danny. Ain't nobody. All relationships is not toxic.
Why do you love selling us toxicity? I'm gonna start calling you the Black Jerry Springer in a minute because you love toxicity, girl. Ain't no way no president and no first lady is doing this in no office. Who? What president you know treat his wife like Hunter treats Victoria? What president you know who do that? Where, Craig? And you don't make these women leave. You make these women stay and put up with side pieces and this and that and side babies. And if Victoria was a real woman, she'd have left Hunter a long time ago. But because this is a Tyler Perry show, he loved to see women begging and pleading and oh my God, and he cheating on me. If I see one more woman cry because her man cheated on her in the Tyler Perry show, I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed
And
because
and Tyler Perry, I have to give it to you on the plays. But as far as these shows, you making these women look real desperate out here, bruh. And it's not every woman is not desperate.
now I'm gonna tell you this. Ain't no look. I'm not gonna pretend that I know KJ Smith personally, but I have spoke with KJ. She ain't that stupid. So why you got her playing a stupid character? Ain't no lawyer this stupid, especially for
Ex-
no man. Do you know how
Exactly.
hard it is to be a lawyer? You gotta go to the bar. You gotta have law exams. She worked all this hard to be the successful, strong black woman at that. And I'm talking about black. I ain't talking about mixed black. There's no shade to you mixed people, but I'm black. You work so hard to be in this position of I'm a lawyer, I'm successful. I ain't nobody baby mama. I got a degree. I'm da 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 da. And all that takes is a man to tear all that down. Ain't no woman going through all of I lost my job, I lost my license, I did this. Ain't no woman going through all that for no man. Especially nobody that's married. Tyler Perry, you gotta get writers, bro. Because what you doing is you teaching women that this is how you get men. And no, it's not. No, it's not. Cause not every married man is gonna cheat on their wife. Now some of them will, Carmelo Anthony Cole. And some of them won't. But you gotta be more realistic. No woman is toxic like Karen. No woman is fatally attractive like Karen. Like women ain't women ain't women not sitting there like, hey man, you gotta tell me it's over when you not angry. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense, girl. If a man tell you it's over, guess what it is? Over. No matter what tone he say it in, no matter any of that. If it's over, it's over. If a man tell you that, let that be. Like, stop being so unrealistic with the way these women are. Like, you never give women the whole package. You either make them have a low paying job and be smart, or either have a high paying job and be weak for a man. That's just not realistic though. That's why you make why do you Tyler Perry do this with all his characters, all
Yep.
of them,
Yep.
all of them. Anything
Yep.
good deeds. He fell in love with that lady that was the janitor, whatever she was.
Yep.
Like you either make the woman have a low paying job and be smart as a whip, or you either give them some high position of power and be done. Like you never give them both. They never could be both. Like in the movie Something New. That girl was an executive vice president, whatever she was. She fell in love with some white guy,
Wait a
and
minute. Wait. So I didn't think that was produced by Tyler Perry.
I believe it was. I don't know. And why every time we got an interracial couple, the black girl's parents are racist because they daughter dating some white guy? Like, why is that the narrative every time? Like every time it's somebody black, the parents got to be racist. Like,
Yeah.
what? What does that? I mean, I understand that that happens, but why does it always have to be on the black side? It's never on the white side. The white couple's parents ain't never racist towards the black, but every time a black woman gets with a white man, or her parents gotta look at her like, "Oh, he's white. What you doing? Why? Why? Why?" We
Okay.
we supposed to like get off in a minute, but I got two more things I want to cover because I'm just full today, and I just got a lot to say today. But this is the one thing I want to say. Why do people get upset when a black man, and I'm talking about his color black, is dating somebody white? Why do people get all in their feelings when they see a dark skinned man dating somebody? Who who cares? She white, okay.
Uh,
Like and the majority of the black women that get upset be the same black women talking about how much they don't want that man, but you're upset because he's with somebody white. Okay, if you don't want him, what you think he's going to do? He's going to be with somebody that wants him. I don't understand in the black community why we police people as far as who they're dating, and if they're dating someone white, we tell them, oh, they're not allowed to speak on black issues because their wife is white or their significant other is white. They're not allowed to speak on black issues. They still
and one
black.
thing, one thing I want to say too is why when like okay, I have Nigerian staff. My Nigerian staff they say, "Oh, you're racist," because I say I only deal with the color of my own skin, and it's not to that extent. I also say this too. I say, well, it's not just about the color of their skin. It's about what I'm attracted to, and they still call me a racist.
And why is it that we have colorism? Why do we still have this light skin versus dark skin? Like at the end of the day, white people hate all of us, okay? Whether we light or dark. So I don't get this whole, oh well, you light skinned, so your life is easier because you're light skinned, and my life is harder because I'm dark. And I don't, I don't get that because y'all can't see me, but y'all can see my face. But I'm brown skin. I'm in the middle. I'm not light or dark. I'm brown skin. There is no such thing as brown skin privilege. It's light skin privilege. It's white privilege. But I'm in the middle. And no, before y'all ask, I'm not mixed. Both my parents are black. When I say I'm in the middle, I mean I'm not light or dark. I mean I'm brown. And why do mixed people feel like they go through the same thing as black people? Because they don't. They they they, they can't. It's different. It's different because if a black man is dating a dark skinned black woman and treating her like the baby treated his baby mama Danny Lay, who was mixed by the way, if a if another black man was dating a dark skinned woman and treating her like that, there would be no sympathy for that dark skinned woman. None at all. They would be telling her, well, you stayed with him. That's your fault. You stupid. That's what you get when you date men like this. But because Danny Lay is mixed, everybody wants to comfort her and say, oh, it's a shame of how he treating you and he shouldn't treat you like that and you deserve better. Why you don't tell that to no dark skinned woman? You don't tell that to no dark skinned woman. Like, but you'll tell that to a mixed woman. The community of women will rally around somebody that's mixed. But if somebody dark skinned going through the same thing, they'll look at her like, well, what did you expect when you was dating a rapper? but they won't tell that to the mixed person. But they'll tell that to a dark skinned woman. That's something I don't get. Like, we have no compassion for our own people. We don't. They go through stuff we jump on. You know, like Kevin Durant. I want to talk about this situation with KD that is prevalent to what I'm talking about. Kevin Durant has ashy ankles, but because Kevin is dark, they pick on him and say, "Oh, he got ashy ankles. He got this something wrong with him. He needs some lotion." How do you know that he don't have some kind of skin disorder or something? But if
Right.
he was light skinned, if he was a light skinned, tall and light skinned, looking like Steph Curry, y'all would say, "Man, he must have some type of skin disorder or something. Why do his ankles look like that?" But because he's dark and he's not desirable, y'all look at it like, "Oh, he need lotion." I just, I, I just, I don't get that.
Right. But yeah, y'all, we've been on here for an hour, and we gonna be back next week.
Yeah, we're
Like,
gonna be back next Friday.
yeah, we'll be back next Friday. So like, comment, and share this video, and we will see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Deuces.